Hi everyone, it's Nick from Photizo, and I just wanted to introduce you to Yaz from Yorkshire Pooches Therapies. Hi Yaz.
Hi.
Yaz has been using Photizo for her guinea pigs, which was really interesting, and just wanted to pop on and tell everyone about it. So over to you, Yaz.
Yeah, certainly. So I'm predominantly a canine practitioner, but I have guinea pigs of my own. So it was when my eldest guinea pig, Juno, started to slow down a little bit. She was moving into kind of like her twilight years. I started taking my skill set and applying it, obviously sizing it down for Juno. And that's when I thought, why am I not using Photizo with her? Like, it's so easy and it's so low level, because guinea pigs, they're very sensitive souls, you know, they can't cope with much stress or anything. So that's why the Photizo was such a nice complement to the work I was doing with my hands. So she was very, very thin. She had quite a lot of muscle atrophy, so muscle wastage. And she loved hot and cold therapy, so like a wheat bag, but the weight of the wheat bag was a little bit too much, whereas with the Photizo, I could apply some heat to the area, obviously to encourage cell rejuvenation, you know, soothe those little creaky joints and stuff, and she absolutely loved it. We had like a little therapy session on the kitchen table. She'd be eating something, and I'd just sit there with the Photizo, and she loved it. She wasn't bothered. Obviously, I started maybe like 2 inches away just to gauge what her reaction was to it, make sure that she was okay with it, and she couldn't care less. But it was the difference afterwards that I noticed. We started to get a little bit more speed on zoomies. She did a little popcorn, which if you haven't had a guinea pig before, popcorns, when they're so happy and so excited, they do like this little jump, which I hadn't seen for... Obviously, you don't notice degeneration, do you, as much in your own dog?
No, it's very slow, isn't it?
Yeah, she hadn't done it for at least a year, so it just made her more comfortable. And then as she moved into kind of like the palliative care phase, I was able to up the Photizo just to keep her nice and comfortable for as long as I could, really. But yeah, she did it. Yeah.
Wonderful. And how many sessions did it take before you started to really notice the difference?
So I started, it was twice a day that I was doing it, and that was upped. But for me to start seeing a difference, I'd say it's by like the second or third day. I'd say something like that, like continual use, you know, using morning, night. And then it was then that I started to see she was a little bit, you know, got a spring in her step sort of thing, and climbing up at the bars to get food and stuff. So it only took a few days. She probably would have felt the benefits immediately, but for me to actually physically see them, it took
it was a couple of days.
But I do. I've got Nancy, who's a young guinea pig. She's 2 years old, and she has maintenance sessions 3 times a week. She hasn't got any health complaints as such, but I think that the Photizo is really important to use for preventative care. You know, Nancy can't tell me if she's strained a muscle, you know, by running about or anything. It's just saying that, you know, it's normal to have micro tears in muscle. That's just everyday life. But the Photizo is just a nice way to just keep on top of it, keep her, you know, tip top and happy and healthy.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you get the lovely little piggy sounds as well.
Yeah, little
content. Yeah.
That's it. And she's had that since she was, when I started using it on Juno, I started using it on Nancy. She'll have been about 6 months, I think, when I started using it on her. So she's like completely fine with it. She knows the drill. And just the thing is that they stay still. And for a young pig, that's quite unusual, because they're quite Nancy's very nosy and, you know, pops out. But no, she stays still because they enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, bless them. Well, thank you so much for that, Yaz. Much appreciated.